Hello everyone, it's David Van Sicklen here with another video on Google Classroom. And today I wanted to show you a creative use of something in Google Classroom because I know that we've been rocking and rolling for the last few weeks and many of you got Google Classroom down. And so I wanted to show you a few tricks you could use to change it up a bit with your kiddos, increase engagement, and do something new. So we're going to go post an assignment like you guys already have been doing. So I'm going to create an assignment here, and I'm going to call it read aloud discussion. Give it instructions, yada, yada, yada. You guys know the settings over here. I'm going to add it from Google Drive, and I've already created a document called Book Talk. So I'm going to search it here. There it is, Book Talk. And as you know, this is really important setting. So if I posted it right now, only students could look at it and read it. If I go to can't edit the file, that means every student in my class could edit it, and that's generally not an awesome thing. You don't want 24 kids in the same document working. It can be a bit chaotic. And obviously the one we use often is make a copy for each student, which is basically like a digital photocopy. However, today I actually wanted to live a little dangerously and show you a way you could leverage this setting where all your students are in the same doc at the same time. Or if you wanted to, you could assign small groups in there by, instead of saying to all students, you could assign it to one student at a time. So once I've done that, I'm gonna click assign. Oops, I need to make sure I assign it to students here. And my students will have access to it. But let's take a look at this actual file that I created. Now this file has the directions at the top. It has a question here for them to focus on. And based on these directions, I'm expecting my students to write their name in a row, respond to the question in that same row, as well as a question. So in this case, oops, my students would hypothetically be writing David, their response. I think the character is crazy because on page 4 this happened. I wonder why she did that. In this case, I'm setting up my students for success to only be assigned one row at a time. So then my next student could write their name here, their response, and their question. Now, a cool practice of this is now not only are they having an authentic audience other than your eyes, they're also having their classmates' eyes on here, whether it's the entire class or just a small group of students engaged in this book talk with a read aloud or a reading that they shared. Another cool use of this type of tool, and again with reading, is you could have this same document living in another Google Classroom where you could have other kids from other classes responding to the same read aloud or the same book or the same shared article, and they could be then also engaged and writing here, and now kids are further connected with each other. Now the final touch up you can do, and I've done it before, is read your classmates' responses and add comments. So they could highlight things, comment, and be like, David, I wondered the same thing. Maybe she just loves her dog that much? Who knows? Now all of a sudden they're engaged in a book conversation, a book talk, virtually. I've done this with a book read aloud around the world, where my students across the pond were reading a book, and students in Connecticut were reading a book, and this worked really well. And so we created this on a day-to-day basis, or in our case, we could do week-to-week basis, and kids are reading and engaged in a discussion with each other. So just an idea as a way to get kids working on the same document at the same time and kind of containing the craziness of that possibility. Hope this video was helpful, and I hope you try it out. Give me a shout if you have any questions.